He arrived with the trappings of a head of state, but as he prefers it, his was the smallest vehicle in the entourage. Welcomed at the door by the UN chief, he met briefly with UN staff, paid tribute to the organization's fallen, and then challenged the General Assembly to change.
The
need for greater equity is especially true in the case of those bodies with effective executive capabilities such as the Security Council, the financial agencies, and the groups or mechanisms which were specifically created to deal with economic crises.
To a capacity audience, he likened harm to the environment as harm against humanity, urged UN member states to ensure the uncontested rule of law, calling on them to dismantle nuclear weapons and avoid war between nations and peoples.
These realities should serve as a grave summons to an examination of conscience on the part of those charged with the conduct of international affairs, and not only in cases of religious or cultural persecution, but in every situation of conflict, as in Ukraine, Syria, Iraq, Libya, South Sudan, and the Great Lakes region. Real human beings take precedence over partisan interests, however legitimate the latter may be.
He called for the UN Charter to be upheld.
When the Charter of the United Nations is respected and applied with transparency and sincerity and without ulterior motives as an obligatory reference point of justice, and not as a means for masking spurious intentions, peaceful results will be attained.
Throwing down the gauntlet to those who can actually effect the change he speaks of. Sherwin Riceby's SABC News, New York.